What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Today we're at the house. We got silver car on the trailer. If y'all follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you already know I've been beating the dog shit out of this car for like the last 3 weeks, and I've been having so much fun with it. It is on the trailer, however, because today some Scat Pack wanted to try me, and instead of going to second to third like I normally do, I just stuffed it in the third and I let it kind of load up and spin, and the motor torqued up and it pulled the axle out of the socket. I am known for turbo EKs with K swaps in them for pulling the axles out of the boot all the time. Had EK back in the day. I dropped some, if I have some videos on my phone of it, I'll drop it in here. It was like a 650 horsepower car on a stock motor. It went through two stock motors and then a built motor, and that built motor ended up going into somebody else's car, and they made like 750, 800 with it, all-wheel drive it, and then sold it for like 30 grand. So back in the day, I used to have that car. The car had like stock axles in it like this one does, and it had Hasport mounts, but the mounts sat the motor in a weird position, and every time I got on it, it would throw the axle out of the car, so I could only race it but so much. And I believe this car has got to the same point where before, when I first got that car, it didn't do it a lot, and then after I built it, it started slinging axles everywhere. And then now I got this one together. It's got an EK subframe in it. The other one, no, EG subframe in it. The other one had an EK subframe in it. It's doing the same thing, slinging axles. Well, it's the first axle it slung. So I'm gonna try to figure out some way to band-aid it by like shimming the axle out some, or in some, so that it stays in the cup. Once I pull the axle out of the car, I'll show y'all what I mean if you're not familiar with how these axles normally break in these cars. So I'm gonna go ahead, pull off the trailer. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and work on pulling it off the trailer. I have a spare axle in the back of my house. I'm gonna change that, and I'm gonna walk through everything that I've done to the car so far and what I plan to do to it next. All right, so I thought about it, and before I take the car off the trailer, I might as well just fix the axle while it's on the trailer, so I don't have to sit on the ground and do it. I can get it done on the trailer, and then maybe able to drive it off instead of pushing it off or letting it fall off. Oh, and yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna just time lapse me changing the damn axle out. It won't be nothing special, and then I'll explain what happened to the axle. All right, got the old axle out, and this is normally what happens to them. What's your hand? Come apart, and normally they tear up your oil filter and sometimes put a hole in your damn block, but I always get lucky somehow. Well, I did hit the oil filter one time. This one kind of slapped it, but it didn't dent it. So I gotta clean up all this damn grease now that's in here, and we'll go ahead and get the new one in. Well, the newish one in, the good one in, and then take the car off the trailer. So basically this is what happens when you put these axles in these cars. So the axle will sit in the car, and it'll sit in the boot sort of like that. Sometimes they sit a little bit further back, and what will happen is when the motor torques up, the axle starts to come out like this. Well, basically half of the axle starts to show like that, and then what will happen is that the motor will torque up more, and it keeps torquing up, and then basically what happens, it'll spin out like that. And that's what happens to it every time. And I'm pretty sure once I put this traction bar that I got on here, it's probably going to get worse, because it's just going to pull the spindle more forward. Well, it'll probably fix itself. We'll see. I don't know yet. I'm going to just start riding with a spare axle. That way, in case it does happen, I'm going to swap it out on the side of the road, as long as the oil filter don't break. Alright, so I got the new axle in, had to take the shit out. Bitch was too short. Went to a parts store, warrantied out the other axle that I had here on the floor. So I got it sitting right here. I'm about to just slide this sumbitch in, and maybe finally I'll be able to get the shit off the fucking trailer. All right, guys, got it off the trailer. Park that turd back over there. So last time y'all saw the engine bay, it was all a mock-up. Like nothing was bolted down. The only thing that was really bolted down was the motor. Intake manifold wasn't bolted down, turbo wasn't bolted down, like none of that was bolted down. So since then, I've got everything bolted down, as you can see. Obviously, because I broke the axle. But we got the manifold on here, we got the turbo, entire turbo kit, the radiator, and this valve cover. I got the valve cover from Derek. I'll put a picture up of his valve cover also, because I didn't in the last video when I did something on his car, so I owe y'all something. But found a guy on Facebook that hydrodisc valve covers, and he got one for his car, and I was like, yo, that's dope. And he turned around and I was like, man, I need a valve cover, and he got me this one. He surprised me with it. I put a clip of the
will this one work? You ain't shit. Oh shit. Hell yeah.
Just something of my little appreciation.
My dog.
Because you kept your word with milkshake. So I was like, I got to get my dog again for his 4-door.
Hell yeah.
I went to go pick it up Friday? Yeah, I went and picked it up Friday when I got off work. Tired as hell. Was in Raleigh all day and drove right back to fucking Raleigh to get that bitch.
Oh, this bitch gonna be lit.
Yeah. So look good.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it's ancient.
surprise video on there also. Didn't know he was gonna get it for me, and I really do appreciate it. I got one other thing that's gonna be coming for this car. Just waiting for it to get done, and then it's probably gonna wrap up the series on the daily. Obviously I'll be throwing some clips here and there of me going racing, but it's pretty much the build series is done. So with that being said, well, the build series is almost done, I should say. Probably like 2 or 3 more videos, one on the dyno, some doing some street racing, because a bunch of people want to race me in this. I already gapped like a Q60 or Q50. He thought he had me. I gapped the scat pack. That's what happened when I broke the axle, and I was side by side with an ATS-V, and I would like edge him out a little bit if I drove it better. And the first race he got me because I was terrified to drive a car at the time, because it was something new, and I didn't know what I needed to do to drive the car. Well, other than that, I'll drop videos of those races in there too, and I've been doing pulls here and there. I've been beating the ever-living shit out of it every day, and if the axle's the only thing that broke, then that's it. My buddy Patrick Cash, I'm building all-wheel drive car for him. He's got some DSS front axles he's gonna let me hold. I'm gonna do the 36mm upgrade like I said before. I'm gonna change suspension to the max speed and rod suspension. That's gonna be something else y'all see. That'll be the next video after this, because I'm about to do it now. And then I'm going to drive the car to Charlotte in the morning, which is about a 2.5 hour drive from here, and I'll be driving it throughout the day, and then I got to drive it back. So it's gonna go on like a 5 to 6 hour round trip. I know y'all like, how's 2.5 plus 2.5 6? Well, what if I stop? So I've already driven it to Wilmington. I think I've driven it to South Carolina already, and I've been driving it back and forth to work ever since I've got it running, which was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So whenever y'all catch up on videos now, this thing has been running for weeks now. If you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, you already know it's been running for weeks now. This thing's still parked over here with a damn full tank of gas in it, and the only time I had to drive it was today to pick this up. So thank God I still got that. I got subs in the back, and it's got full exhaust. Sounds good. I'll start it up for y'all if I didn't kill the battery leaving on the trailer with the ignition on. Don't mind that noise. It's the VTC. I gotta change it. Forgot to mention that. Got VTC cold start noise. More than that. Sounds good. Hella quiet inside the car. Drives phenomenal. It's got no hiccups or anything. The only thing that's annoying about it is the twin disc, but I get past it sometimes. And yeah, so I'm gonna throw some videos of the car, like doing some street racing and some pulls in here, and that's gonna wrap up this video. As always, comment, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next upload.
One, two, three!